Welcome to the National Museum of Industrial History's Meet the Manufacturing series. I'm Karen Mossinger, President and CEO of NMIH. Here at the museum, we seek to explore not only the past, but also the present and future of industry in America. The Lehigh Valley, with its rich history of industrial innovation, is home to more than 15,000 businesses contributing to a diverse manufacturing base. Join us monthly for an inside look at modern manufacturing with representatives from local companies and help us celebrate the people, machines, and ideas that transform our daily lives. Meet the Manufacturer is made possible through the generous support of our premier sponsor, Lehigh Valley Industrial Parks, and also our series sponsor, Lehigh Valley Economic Development Corporation. And with your support, you can help us to inspire this and future generations of inventors and innovators by texting the word industry to 44321. You'll receive a secure link to make your donation. Or you can visit our website at nmih.org. We look forward to seeing you at the museum soon. Enjoy the program. Thank you.
Welcome to this evening's Meet the Manufacturer series. I'm happy to be joined tonight by Patrick Clasen, co-founder and CFO of EcoTech Marine. Thank you for joining us, Patrick.
Thanks for having me.
Patrick, can you tell us about how and when the company was founded?
Absolutely. EcoTech Marine was founded by Tim Marks and Justin Lawyer while Tim was in high school and Justin had just graduated. And they started building aquarium equipment in their basements for people that they met on the internet. And it was a passion for reef aquariums that carried Tim into his college years. And when I met Tim while we were sophomores in college, we became roommates and started a reef aquarium in our college apartment. At that time, Tim told me about what he was doing with Justin and building something called a Kalkwasser reactor for saltwater aquarium top off. And I became very interested in all the facets of that. And we decided to build the next evolution of that product. We had the opportunity to work with Lehigh at the time through the Integrated Product Development Program. We actually applied for a competition there that we won. And we got a chance to work with a group of business and engineering students for a year. Now, that idea, that process took us into grad school. The product, which was called the Kalkwasser reactor doser, never really made it to market. But Tim and I both had a chance to stay at Lehigh and go to graduate school and continue to work on EcoTech. So we decided to take that chance and continue on the project. It wasn't until then that Tim and Justin had the idea to create a product that was making flow inside of the aquarium. Now, this would be the Vortec propeller pump. And it's interesting how it came about because we had two ideas. And one was having a motor above the aquarium water and a propeller that created currents inside of the aquarium. And this would mimic similar things to the currents in the ocean. And the other idea was to take a motor, put it on the outside of an aquarium, a propeller, put it on the inside, and use magnets to clamp on the glass. So the thought was we would transmit torque through that glass using magnets as well as hold both sides of the device together. Now, when Justin initially proposed this idea, I thought, that's not going to work. And well, we took that idea to a distributor we knew at that time of some saltwater aquarium products, and they immediately gravitated towards the magnetic couple idea. So we went to the machine shop at Lehigh. At the time, Justin was in Oklahoma. He flew up, and all three of us rolled up our sleeves and started milling on the milling machines and the lathe, and taking some PVC stock, as well as acrylic tubing and a brushed DC motor, and created an alpha prototype of what would become the Vortec propeller pump. And after 2 nights of burning the midnight oil, uh, we held it up on the side of an aquarium, and it worked. So we were thrilled, and we brought this prototype design back to the distributor that we talked to at the time, and they said, "Guys, if you can make this, we'll buy 2,000 of them in the first year, and we'll distribute them in the aquarium industry for you." At that point, we were pretty excited. I took that purchase order from this distributor back to the bank and worked with it was First Star Savings Bank at the time, and worked with them to get a loan from the SBA. We were also fortunate enough to have a lot of agencies that helped us with grants and loans, including the Lemelson Foundation, as well as the City of Bethlehem and Ben Franklin Technology Partners, the Manufacturers Resource Center. And all these different groups helped us to get the funds together, as well as the KIZ, don't forget them, the funds together to start our first production run. So EcoTech was born out of being a hobbyist, being an enthusiast for saltwater reef aquariums. And then that, by extension, turned into a career where, 3 guys who were very ambitious and entrepreneurial were able to create a company that we are today.
I'm gonna ask you a little bit about your products and services, but I'd like to show everyone a little footage here. Of your space. Can you tell us what we're looking at and what EcoTech does?
So EcoTech Marine manufactures equipment for saltwater reef aquariums. And so a saltwater reef aquarium is a captive environment where you have fish from the ocean and you also have live coral. Our products are specifically engineered and designed to create environments that corals thrive and grow and become very colorful. This is a very small niche relative to some larger markets of aquariums, but the products that we create are highly tailored to create habitats. And it's that control of the habitat, both with LED lighting, also with the flow that's created in the aquarium through currents in the ocean, like to simulate currents in the ocean, as well as the chemical parameters around the aquarium that maintain the calcium, alkalinity, magnesium levels, the pH balance in the tank. All of these are very, very important parameters, and our company is devoted to helping to maintain these to a high degree and to allow the animals to thrive.
Can you tell us about your facility here in the Lehigh Valley?
Sure. So late in 2019, we were working on a facility with the J.G. Petrucci Company. They helped us to build this building. And it's a 88,000 square foot building, of which we occupy about 60,000 square feet. And it allows us to do all of our manufacturing and research and development. So in terms of the company here, and what you're seeing right now is our SMT production, where every one of our products requires a circuit board and various different control aspects of microcontrollers, brushless DC motor control, as well as LED lights. And so this facility really enables us to build products in America from the ground up. We also do the assembly of our products in-house, and the teams that do that are all from the local community. So here you can see one of our lead assembly workers putting together a Versa pump, which is a peristaltic pump for chemical dosing, as well as water changes of an aquarium.
And who are your clients and where are your products available?
So our customers are reef aquarists around the world. You'll be able to find our products in the US, Germany, the UK, Australia, China, Japan, anywhere where people keep saltwater reef aquariums. And we're basically focused on selling to distributors internationally. I think we have 35 distributors located all around the world. And domestically, we have over 300 to 400 retailers, and we service those through direct sales as well as sales to distributors.
And in your facilities, is it kind of all-inclusive? Do you have your research, your testing, your manufacturing all in the same facility?
Yes, so we have a full in-house research and development team where we have 12 full-time engineers working to create the latest and greatest products from the aquarium market. We've also been focusing on branching off into terrariums as well as horticulture. And really the idea is to imprint the core technology that we've created for aquariums into these adjacent spaces. Now, the cool thing about EcoTech products is that they are designed to not only work independently, if you have one of our pumps or one of our LED lights, they are programmed through your iPhone. So you can connect to the product. It's a smart product. You can connect via Bluetooth and set up a daily schedule, whether it's the flow patterns, which might vary over the course of the day, or the lighting that might have a sunrise and a sunset of varying color spectra, as well as changing the sunrise and sunset times of the day over the course of the year. So rather than just have a stagnant schedule, which doesn't exactly mimic reality, we work to create a situation where we can mimic what's happening at a particular location on a coral reef. Now, that is important because corals themselves are very sensitive to these temperature, light, and daytime parameters. In fact, that's how they decide when to spawn in the wild. If you can imagine corals on a reef in Australia, corals are sessile invertebrates. They don't move around. You've got these large structures, and somehow they need to reproduce. And they do that through a sexual reproduction process called spawning. Now, as the corals release the sperm and the eggs into the water column, they're doing this even though they're very distant. They could be meters from each other. They could be miles from each other. And they listen to or sense the variation in the sunrise and sunset, the water temperatures, as well as the lunar phases. And as that variation happens, we're able to actually cause corals in captivity to spawn in synchronicity with the corals in the wild. Now, that's important because there's a big effort right now to save the coral reefs, which are under stress, which the natural environment, due to a number of factors, is causing bleaching events. That being said, there's many people that we work with. We work with the Horniman Museum in the UK, the Florida Aquarium, NOAA, and there's a lot of research institutions that are working very hard to create coral rescue operations. In fact, a lot of these organizations use our products to simulate these natural changes to the solar insolation, as well as other parameters, to spawn these corals in captivity. These corals, what's done is they'll take the eggs and the sperm, and they create the little coral babies. Coral babies swim. I don't know if you knew. And so they'll swim around in the water column and they'll deposit onto substrates. They then, under our lighting and flow, grow those corals into smaller, individual, new genetic differentiated species, or not species, but individuals, and then take those new corals and go out and plant them in the wild. So we're very dedicated to not only the idea of helping the hobbyist really have the most effective coral reef in their home, but also to give back and to help us protect the natural environment.
That's incredible. It's fascinating. I think I need to do some research on coral after this. It's very intriguing. So mentioned that you're branching off into some other areas. Can you just tell us about, what industry trends you're seeing and what future innovations we can expect to see from you guys?
Well, EcoTech, we have a mission here, and that's to create habitats for humans, plants, animals, and to do so using technology. We want to make it very easy for people to maintain these habitats using all of the options available. So for us, we want to control these things with our Mobius network, which is an interconnected array of devices that uses Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and RF to control these parameters to a high degree. So while that's been developed initially for the aquarium industry, the same requirements are needed to grow plants. And we've been hard at work developing a series of LED lights, as well as humidity, temperature, and water control for aquaculture. Most recently, we've been engaged in developing a similar habitat for terrariums. So if you want to keep chameleons or geckos or other types of lizards or even snakes, we have a line of habitats that we've created, as well as a suite of smart products that will allow you to control all of those environmental parameters inside of the environment you've created for these animals. People that are very enthusiastic about keeping these animals also often breed them. And incidentally, it's the same natural cues from the natural environment that cause and influence these reptiles to do their breeding behaviors.
Interesting. What do you, when we sit down with manufacturers across any industry, one of the biggest topics that comes up is engaging the next generation of workers and innovators. So how do you have any initiatives or partnerships with education institutions, or just to, ensure that workforce pipeline?
Yeah, absolutely. We work with a number of internship programs, and we also work closely with Lehigh University. Uh, we grew out of at the time it was called the IPD program, the Innovative Product Development, Integrated Product Development Program. And that program we actually sponsor every year right now. So we sponsor a team of business and engineering students to work on a project for us. And that might be a business case of a new product that we like that's in the pipeline that we have the resources to develop right now. And so we have the team engage and build us prototypes, as well as build out the business case. Now, we've hired a number of these engineers right from the team, because if they contributed and they were enthusiastic about the space, then they joined right in, and that's been a wonderful experience, and a way for us to connect with the next generation of people that are interested in product development here. Another way that we give back is we sponsor the Marine Aquarium of Society of North America. We sponsor an educational outreach program with them. It's actually a scholarship, and it provides 2 scholarships. I think it's $7,000 per scholarship each year for students who are interested in marine biology and pursuing that as a career, with a focus on keeping aquarium related species as part of their research paradigm. So that has also circled back and been a blessing to us, because we have many advocates in the space of research and marine biology. Most recently, one of our recent, I guess he won this scholarship about 4 years ago. His name's Corey, and he reached back out to us and wanted to connect at the business level. Corey is now a consultant for many research organizations on setting up the Mobius system to help these research institutions sponsor or spawn coral in captivity. So it's really the combining of the aquarist paradigm with the research paradigm, and sharing those two separate knowledge bases. Incidentally, researchers aren't always very good at growing coral. They're very good at studying it, characterizing it, analyzing it, but keeping it and helping it to grow and thrive is not the same skill set. So Corey was really instrumental in setting up some facilities, and right now he's working to continue that with us.
That's incredible. Inspiring story. Do you have any advice for a young person looking to pursue a career in this space?
I could give you advice that would be more generic than maybe the reef aquarium space. I, if you're interested in starting a business, if you're interested in being innovative and being entrepreneurial, I think that our society needs it. I think that the American society is founded on people who are entrepreneurial, and it's a difficult road, but it's one that's very rewarding. And if there's one thing that I would say was a characteristic that we embodied, that is one that I've seen, is that be relentless and don't give up. Be curious and pursue all options. The opportunity is out there for people with the eyes that can see it.
Absolutely. I mean, through the museum, we tell the stories of, the innovators past, but it's great to have an opportunity to tell the story of innovation in present and in Lehigh Valley. Thank you so much for joining us, Patrick. If you enjoyed this program and would like to support NMIH, you can text industry to 44321 for a secure donation link, and visit nmih.org to sign up for our email list and get notified of future programs. Thank you and have a good evening.
The true hallmark of any location is the people, those who choose to call it home. Lehigh Valley is the land of makers and dreamers. Hard work is our heritage, and it's that heritage that fuels us. Our traditions unite us. Our legacy is determination. Our future will be built on the principles of creativity and perseverance. Because when others said we couldn't, we did. Some may think of us as underdogs. Yeah? Well, never underestimate the underdog. Lehigh Valley has been and always will be home to those with great vision. We know the value of an honest day's work. We practically wrote the book on it. Out of the embers from the hands that forged a nation come those that are crafting the future. Now, if you'll excuse us, we've got work to do.